20 years. That's how long I've been with my wife. She wasn't just my spouse, she was the person I trusted most in the world. My best friend. The one person I never doubted. I should have paid more attention. The late-night texting. The girls' nights, that became more frequent. The yoga classes she never seemed to get any better at. Unknown numbers calling and hanging up when I answered. All the little things I explained away because I trusted her completely. My job keeps me away from home, I'm usually gone for stretches at a time, working out of town. I wasn't supposed to be back until later tonight, but work wrapped up early yesterday. I decided to surprise her. Come home a day early. Maybe we'd go out to dinner, spend some time together. I had no idea what kind of surprise was waiting for me. I pulled into our driveway yesterday afternoon and immediately knew something was wrong. There was a truck parked there. Not one I recognized. My neighbor had mentioned something about a new truck weeks ago, but I'd brushed it off, thought he had the wrong house. But seeing it there in my driveway, this feeling hit me. This sick, heavy dread in my gut. I didn't go through the front door. Instead, I walked around the side of the house to our bedroom. The window was cracked open, I could hear voices as I got closer. I told myself I was being paranoid. That there was some reasonable explanation. But when I looked through that window, my entire world shattered. My wife. Completely naked. In our bed. With a man I'd never seen before. Before I go any further, drop a comment right now and tell me, where are you watching from? Because what I'm about to tell you will make you question everything you think you know about the person sleeping next to you. I don't remember walking away from that window. I don't remember getting to my truck. The next thing I knew, I was driving with no destination, just trying to breathe, trying to process what I'd just seen. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw them. Her laugh. His hands on her. Our bed. Our sheets, the blue ones she'd insisted on buying. The rational part of my brain tried to find explanations. Maybe I'd misunderstood what I saw. Maybe there was context I was missing. But my body knew the truth. Your body always knows when your world is about to end. I ended up at our family cabin about an hour away. I don't remember the drive. I just remember sitting in my truck in the driveway, staring at the cabin my grandfather built, and thinking, what now? What the hell do I do now? Inside, I found a bottle of rum in the cabinet. 60 ounces, nearly full. I sat at the kitchen table with that bottle for I don't know how long. The sun moved across the floor. Shadows changed. And I just stared at it, having this internal war. Drink and forget versus stay sober and deal with it. I knew this was a critical moment. The choice I made right then would determine everything that came after. And I was teetering on the edge. That's when I picked up my phone and called my brother Derek. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely dial. When he answered, I tried to speak, but my voice broke. All I could manage was, Derek. I need you. Something happened. I can't, just come. Please. He didn't ask questions. He just said, where are you? I told him the cabin. He said, I'm leaving right now. 2 hours. Don't drink that rum. I know it's there. Don't touch it. I love you. I'm coming. Then my phone buzzed. A text from my wife. I love you baby, can't wait for our vacation tomorrow red heart, only one more day until we're together. Miss you so much. I stared at that text for 20 minutes. She sent it at 5:47 p.m. I saw her with him at 3:15 p.m. 2.5 hours after being in bed with another man, and she's texting me hearts and I love you. That message was the moment something shifted in me. Because I realized, she had no idea I knew. And I was going to use that. When Derek arrived, he brought food. He knows me well enough to know I probably hadn't eaten. We sat at that table and I told him everything. Coming home early. The truck. Walking to the window. What I saw. He sat there, silent rage in his eyes, fists clenched, but staying calm for me. We talked for hours. Night fell and neither of us noticed. Derek asked the key question, what do you want? Confrontation now, or information first? That's when I realized, if I confront her now, she controls the narrative. She'll lie, trickle truth me, manipulate the situation. But if I pretend I don't know, I can gather evidence. Get the full truth. Control the situation. And that's exactly what we planned. Derek volunteered, Lauren and I will take that vacation reservation you booked. You and I will go fishing instead, just brothers. I agreed, but added a twist. I'm going to tell her you're taking it. I want to see what she says. We texted her together, Derek watching over my shoulder. I typed, hey babe, bad news. Work emergency on the north site. Have to stay through weekend. So sorry. Won't have cell service until Sunday night. I'll call when I can. I love you. Derek looked at me. The I love you is a nice touch. Keeps her comfortable. I nodded. I know her. She won't suspect a thing. I pressed send at 11:52 p.m. Her response came back in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Middle of the night, and she was wide awake, phone in hand. Oh no. Crying face, are you okay? Is everything alright? Then 30 seconds later, what about our vacation? I was so looking forward to it. And 2 minutes after that, the B&B was non-refundable. Maybe I could take Amanda? Make it a girls' weekend? Hate to waste it. Derek and I read those messages in silence. He noticed it first. She didn't ask if you were safe. She didn't offer to help. She asked about the vacation. The realization hit me like a punch to the gut. She wasn't disappointed I couldn't come home. She was relieved. I tested her. Actually, Derek and Lauren will use the reservation. They'll pay me back next month. Then we waited. 15 minutes passed before she responded. 15 minutes where she was clearly texting someone else, asking what to do, making plans. Finally, oh. Okay, I guess. That works. Just disappointed. Miss you, baby. Derek looked at me. 15 minutes. She was texting someone else. I nodded. Him. Asking what to say. Asking if they can still meet up. Making plans. Derek's jaw tightened. You're probably right. I stared at my phone. I'm definitely right. And I'm going to prove it. But I wasn't going to prove it alone. The next morning, Derek's wife Lauren showed up at the cabin with her laptop, phone chargers, and a mission. Lauren used to work in IT, she's tech-savvy and fiercely protective of family. She'd been suspicious of my wife for months, she told us. Noticed behavioral changes at family gatherings. Phone always face down. Leaving rooms for calls. Distracted. Then she showed me something that changed everything. Find my friends, she said, pulling up an app on her phone. 6 months ago at family dinner, your wife asked to share locations for safety. We all agreed. She forgot about it. Never turned it off. I've been checking periodically. Lauren pulled up a map with location pins. Last Tuesday, she said she had yoga class. I checked her location. She was at an apartment complex across town. I didn't tell you then because I needed to be sure. But now I'm going to follow her this weekend. Get you proof. Derek tried to object. What if she sees you? Lauren shut him down. She won't. I'm a middle-aged woman in a Honda CR-V. I'm invisible. That's my superpower. The plan formed quickly. Lauren would surveil my wife all weekend while Derek and I went to the romantic bed and breakfast for our fishing trip. My wife would think she had 4 days of freedom. She had no idea someone was watching her every move. Lauren left at noon with a full tank of gas, 3 phone chargers, and determination in her eyes. Derek and I left an hour later. And my wife? She had no idea that the person she'd invited into our family dinners, our Christmas mornings, our lives, was about to become her worst nightmare. The first text from Lauren came at 9:18 p.m. Friday night. She just entered building. Riverside Towers. Apartment 3B. Then at 9:45 p.m., his name is Ryan Mitchell. Married. Wife Nicole. 2 kids. Sending you his Facebook. I clicked the link. There he was. The man from my bedroom window. Profile said married. Photos with his wife and 2 young kids. Happy family pictures. I texted back, she knows he's married? Lauren's response came at 10:15 p.m., based on her timeline? Yes. She's known for weeks. Derek was sitting next to me on the bed at the B&B. You okay? He asked. I stared at the ceiling. No. But ask me again tomorrow. Lauren stayed in that parking lot all night. At 6:47 a.m. Saturday morning, my phone buzzed, movement. Front entrance. Recording now. Then the video came through. Ryan exited the building first, mid-30s, tall, athletic, business casual. 30 seconds later, my wife came out wearing the same outfit from the night before. They stood on the entrance steps talking. Body language comfortable. Intimate. Like they'd done this 100 times. Then they kissed. Not a quick peck. A full romantic kiss that lasted 8 seconds. I've watched that video 47 times since. I can't stop counting. 8 seconds that destroyed 20 years. My wife walked to her car, turned back to wave at him. Ryan watched her leave with this smile on his face, then got into his truck. The same black F-150 I'd seen in our driveway. Lauren captured all of it in perfect morning sunlight. Clear faces. Clear intimacy. Undeniable. But Lauren didn't stop there. She followed Ryan to a suburban house across town, the address where he actually lived with Nicole and their kids. Meanwhile, she tracked my wife's location going back to our house. Our house where I would be returning from work the next day. By Saturday afternoon, Lauren had compiled everything into a 47-page dossier. Timeline. Dates. Locations. Cross-referenced with my wife's social media. That's when we discovered the fake alibis. My wife had been checking in on Facebook at the yoga studio during the exact times her location showed she was at Ryan's apartment, creating a digital paper trail of lies. The pattern was clear: Tuesday nights, Thursday afternoons, Saturday mornings. Yoga. Shopping. Girls' brunch. All lies. All trips to his apartment. 12 separate visits over 6 weeks minimum. This wasn't an affair of passion. This was routine. This was systematic. This was a second relationship. Lauren sent me everything. Photos. Videos. Maps. Public property records showing Ryan's apartment purchase. Screenshots of the fake check-ins. Timeline documentation. 47 pages of proof that my gut feeling was right. That the woman I'd trusted for 20 years had been lying to my face for 6 weeks straight. Sunday afternoon, Derek and I drove back from the fishing trip. I'd barely caught anything. Hadn't slept more than 3 hours total. But I had that evidence folder on the seat next to me. And I was ready. Because I wasn't going home to ask my wife if she was cheating. I was going home to watch her lie about it. And then I was going to destroy every single lie with proof. I arrived home at 7:47 p.m., exactly when I was supposed to return from my work trip. My wife was at the door, big smile on her face. She tried to hug me, tried to kiss me. I turned my head. Her lips caught my cheek. I didn't let her hold me. She noticed immediately. What's wrong? Her voice had this confused, worried tone. Like she actually cared. I looked at her, really looked at her, and wondered how she could switch it on and off so easily. Affection for him one day, affection for me the next. We need to talk, I said, calm and controlled. And you need to be honest with me. About what? She played confused perfectly. Did something happen at work? I'm going to ask you one time. Is there something you need to tell me? She went defensive. I don't know what you mean. You're scaring me. Good. You should be scared. This is your last chance to be honest. Honest about what? Her voice rose. I seriously don't know what you're talking about. I pulled out my phone, casual as anything. Okay. Then let's start simple. Tell me about the concert. Her face went pale. There was no concert. I made it up to test her. And she failed immediately. What concert? She stammered. I showed her a screenshot. Her Facebook check-in at the yoga studio Tuesday night. Then I showed her the second screenshot, her actual location that night from Find My Friends. Riverside Towers apartment complex. I can explain, she started. I'm listening. What followed was 3 hours of the most exhausting conversation of my life. I call it a conversation, but really it was an interrogation. She would lie. I would show evidence. She would revise her lie. I would show more evidence. Each lie lasted about 90 seconds before the proof broke it. First she said she went to meet a friend for coffee because she was stressed about the move. When I showed her the timeline, 12 visits over 6 weeks, she admitted to meeting a few times. When I asked his name, she lied and said Jake. When I showed her Ryan's Facebook profile and asked, is this him, she couldn't speak. Just nodded. Tell me about Ryan, I said. New story, Ryan was going through a divorce. Needed someone to talk to. They became friends. Innocent conversations. Nothing physical. Is he divorced? I asked. He's separated. Getting divorced soon. I showed her Ryan's Facebook status, married. Showed her Nicole's recent family photos with Ryan. Showed her the anniversary post from 3 months ago. My wife started crying. He lied to me. He said he was separated. Probably, I said. But you're lying to me right now. Keep going. She admitted they kissed once. Felt guilty. Almost stopped seeing him. I pulled out my phone again and played the video from Saturday morning. The kiss on the apartment steps. Clearly routine. Clearly comfortable. Clearly not a one-time mistake. She broke down completely. Okay. We've been seeing each other. But it's not serious. How long? A few weeks. I showed her the timeline. 6 weeks. 12 visits. Try again. By this point, it was past 10 p.m. We'd been at this for over 2 hours. She was crying so hard she could barely breathe. Mascara running down her face. Tissues piling up on the couch. And I felt nothing. Just cold, focused determination to hear every word of truth. Did you have sex with him? I asked. Long pause. That's a yes or no question. Yes, she whispered. How many times? I don't know, a few. 12 visits. You had sex 0 times? Once? What's the real number? Most of them, she sobbed. Almost all of them. So not a few. Not a mistake. Not a one-time thing. A relationship. I'm so sorry. You're not sorry you did it. You're sorry you got caught. I leaned forward. Where else did you see him? That's when her face changed. Absolute panic. Because she knew what I was about to ask. And she knew she couldn't lie her way out of it. Did Ryan ever come to our house? I asked. No. Never. I would never. I pulled out my laptop. Opened the security camera footage folder. Those Ring doorbell cameras I'd installed months ago for package theft? They'd recorded something much worse than stolen Amazon deliveries. I played the compilation. 7 different dates. Ryan's truck in our driveway. Ryan walking to our front door. My wife opening it, smiling, kissing him in the doorway. Him following her inside. Hours passing. Them leaving together. March 15th, 2 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. March 22nd, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. April 2nd, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. For more after that. 7 times total. Each time I was at work. Each visit lasting 3 to 6 hours. Each one a systematic violation of our home. Our house, I said quietly. Our bed. 7 times. She had no words. Just guttural sobbing. You gave him a key, didn't you? She nodded. Did you wash the sheets after? I'm so sorry. Answer the question. Did you wash our sheets after you fucked him in our bed? Yes. Every time? Yes. So you knew it was wrong. You knew I'd notice. So you covered your tracks. That's not a mistake, that's calculated. The sheets detail broke something in me. Because it meant she knew. She knew it was wrong, knew I'd be devastated, knew she was violating something sacred. And she did it anyway. 7 times. Washed the evidence. Looked me in the eye when I came home. Asked me about my day. Made me dinner. Slept next to me in that same bed. It was almost midnight. We'd been at this for 4 hours. And there was still one more thing that needed to happen. Get your phone, I said. Why? You're going to call someone. Who? Nicole. Ryan's wife. My wife's face went white. No. I can't. Please don't make me. You're going to call her right now. At home. You're going to tell her the truth. Why? What does that accomplish? She has the same right to know that I do. You violated her marriage too. My wife tried every excuse. Ryan should tell her. It's not her place. It's too cruel. But I was done negotiating. I pulled out my phone and showed her the contact information I'd gotten from public records. Call her. Now. On speaker. Her hands were shaking so hard she could barely dial. The phone rang 4 times before a sleepy voice answered. Hello? Nicole? This is, we met at the barbecue last summer. Okay. Nicole sounded confused, groggy. It's almost midnight. Is everything all right? No. I have something I need to tell you. You should sit down. I watched my wife's face as she delivered the confession. Watched her tell another woman, another wife, another victim, that she'd been sleeping with Nicole's husband for 6 weeks. Watched her try to apologize while Nicole's world crumbled through the phone speaker. Nicole was silent for a full minute. Then, is this a joke? It's not a joke. I'm with my husband right now. We're telling the truth. Ryan and I have been. You're lying. Ryan wouldn't. I took the phone. Nicole, I just found out today. I have videos, photos, timestamps. Everything. I can send them to you if you want proof. Videos of what? Her voice was breaking. Your husband leaving his apartment with my wife this morning. Them kissing. Timestamped at 6:52 a.m. Barely audible, send them. I will. I'm sorry this happened to you. You deserve to know. She hung up. I sent Nicole everything. 47 pages. 12 videos. 36 photos. Sent it all at 11:45 p.m. My phone buzzed 60 seconds later. Not Nicole. Ryan. And he was furious. The caller ID on my wife's phone showed yoga instructor, the fake name she'd saved him under. I grabbed the phone and answered. She's busy. Put her on the phone. Ryan's voice was high-pitched, panicked. No. Talk to me. You sent my wife those videos? Do you know what you just did? I told her the truth. Same truth my wife just told me. You destroyed my family. Nicole is throwing me out. I have nowhere to go. I almost laughed. Good. You destroyed my family first. Now we're even. This is between your wife and me. You had no right to involve Nicole. She had every right to know. Just like I did. Ryan tried threatening me. Said he'd tell everyone my wife seduced him. That she chased him. That he'd ruin her reputation. I told him I had 12 timestamped visits to his apartment and 7 videos of her entering with a key he gave her. That he could tell whatever story he wanted, but I had proof. He hung up. I blocked his number on my wife's phone while she watched. Deleted his contact. Took away her escape route right there. Then came the desperate offers. My wife pulled out a crumpled piece of paper from her pocket. A handwritten list of promises. Couples therapy. Quit her job. Give me phone access. Delete social media. Move cities. Anything. I made a list, she said through sobs. Everything I'll do. Please. Just tell me what you want. I wanted you not to cheat. Can you fix that? She shifted tactics. Started offering sexual things she'd refused during our marriage. I cut her off. You're offering me sexual favors? Like I'm... No. I just mean I'll do anything. Whatever you want. I wanted a faithful wife. You couldn't give me that for 6 weeks. Why would I believe you can give me anything else? Then she tried something that almost worked. Or we just leave. Both of us. Remember Costa Rica? The beach bar we always talked about? We could sell everything. Leave next month. Start completely over. New country, new life, new us. For 5 seconds, I wanted to say yes. Because that beach bar, that escape, it was my fantasy too. My post-divorce daydream. Hearing her offer it hit something deep. But then I realized, she was weaponizing my own dreams against me. You ruined that dream, I said. You don't get to offer it back. Please. I love you. I'll spend my whole life making this up to you. Your whole life? You couldn't stay faithful for my work rotation. 2 weeks. That's all it took. She became suicidal then. Classic manipulation. I don't deserve to live. I should die. I'm a horrible person. Stop. You're not going to hurt yourself. How do you know? Because if you really wanted to die, you'd have thought about it before you fucked him 7 times in our house. I called her friend Amanda. Told her my wife was in crisis and needed supervision. Then I watched my wife pack a bag, still crying, still promising things she couldn't deliver. When she walked out the door at 2:47 a.m., I didn't feel relief. I felt nothing. The next week, my phone exploded. 47 missed calls the first day. 83 text messages. Wife's family. Wife's friends. Everyone had an opinion. Her mother said everyone makes mistakes and I should have compassion. Her sister said I was being cruel. Her brother said marriages have rough patches and I was throwing away 20 years. Some blamed me. Said I wasn't home enough. What did I expect? Some blamed her. Some tried to mediate. I responded to none of them. Blocked most of the numbers. Then at 10 p.m., 4 days after the confrontation, a text came from her father. Different from all the rest. No pressure. No blame. Just, son, you need to do what's best for you. Not what's best for her, not what's best for us. Whatever you decide, I'll always love you like my own. You deserve better than this. I'm sorry I raised someone who could hurt you like this. I sat in my empty company housing apartment reading that text over and over. And for the first time in 6 days, I cried. Not for her. Not for the marriage. For the man who treated me better than his own daughter did. I met with Sharon, the counselor Lauren had connected me with, for the 4th time. She asked what I wanted from our sessions. I said to figure out if I should divorce her. She said I already knew the answer, I was just here because I felt guilty for knowing it. Tell me what you miss about her, Sharon said. My best friend. Our plans. Our future. The beach bar in Costa Rica. Growing old together. Do you miss her, or do you miss the life you thought you had? I couldn't answer. The woman you're describing, faithful, honest, your best friend, that woman wouldn't have done what your wife did. So either she changed, or she was never that person. Which is it? That's when I understood. I was grieving someone who didn't exist. The real woman, the one who existed, gave a stranger a key to our house. I didn't know that woman. I'd never known her. I left Sharon's office and called my lawyer from the parking lot. File the papers, I said. Serve her at work. I'm done. 3 days later, she got served at 2 p.m. at her office. She called me 47 minutes later, hysterical. You served me at work? Everyone saw. You had sex with him in our house 7 times. I have it on camera. All 7 times. You, what? You recorded us? I recorded my house. Security cameras. You just happened to violate it. Repeatedly. We can still fix this. Please. No. Sign the papers. That's all you need to do now. I love you. No. You loved what I provided. Security. Money. Legitimacy. You never loved me. If you did, you wouldn't have given him a key. I hung up. Blocked her number permanently. Blocked her on everything. The only way she could reach me now was through lawyers who charge $400 an hour. That weekend, Lauren organized a family gathering at the cabin. I told everyone what happened. Got the support I needed. Saturday night around 8, headlights cut through the darkness. My wife's car. She'd brought 2 friends as backup. Derek tried to stop them in the driveway. I could hear the arguing. I need to talk to my husband. Get out of my way. They pushed past him, 3 women versus 1 man. My father offered to handle it. I said no, I'd talk to her. 5 minutes on the trail. We walked in silence for 2 minutes. Then she told me Ryan's wife had left him. That he'd lost everything. That he'd threatened to hurt himself. I felt nothing hearing it. She pulled out that crumpled list again. Same promises. Then she dropped the bomb. Or we just leave. Both of us. The beach bar. Costa Rica. We could leave next month. Sell everything. Just walk away from all of this. For 5 seconds, I almost said yes. Because I wanted that escape so badly. But I realized, I wanted it without her. You ruined the dream, I said. I can't separate the fantasy from the nightmare anymore. Every plan we made is contaminated. Please. I love you. I'll spend my whole life proving it. Your whole life? You couldn't prove it for 2 weeks while I was at work. I walked her back to her car. Told her I'd answer her calls but couldn't promise anything. She drove away crying. And I stood there knowing I'd just turned down what I wanted most. But I wanted it without the person who destroyed it. That's how I knew it was over. She called every night for the next 5 nights. Same pattern. She cried. I got angry. We both suffered. On night 6, I didn't answer. Turned the phone off. Sat in silence. I was done torturing both of us. 3 days later, I met my lawyer and signed the papers. He asked where I wanted her served. I chose work. Public consequence for private betrayal. She called 47 minutes later, panicked and humiliated. I told her about the security cameras. About the 7 videos. She had no defense left. I blocked her permanently. The door slammed shut. 3 months passed. I sold the house, moved to a new city, started over. The divorce processed smoothly, she signed everything, no contest. The evidence was too damning to fight. Ryan and Nicole's divorce was messy and public. His reputation in shambles. My wife living with her mother, jobless, alone. Her father still texts occasionally. Checks on me. Apologizes for his daughter. That relationship survives the divorce. 6 months after looking through that window, I'm not healed. But I'm healing. Different person than I was. Trust will be harder next time. But I'll try again eventually. Someone asked if I'd ever forgive her. I already did, not for her sake, but for mine. Forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. Doesn't mean forgetting. Just means I'm not carrying her betrayal into my future. She can carry that herself. I'm not okay yet. But I will be. And that's enough. If you made it this far, thank you for listening. Drop a like if this story resonated with you. Subscribe for more stories about people who fought back against betrayal. Thank you for listening.